Hey everybody, it's Old Pappy. I'm going to be taking you out to show you what kind of damage you can do on long-range maps with some of the new robots and new weapons that are out here, and then a few of the golden oldies. So I'm going to start off today with the Invader. It's part of the new suppression pack, if you will. These new robots that come out with these special abilities to be able to take away your enemy's ability to harm you, if you will. A lot of them will, if you jump into them or that kind of thing, there's an explosion that goes off. And basically what happens with this guy, for instance, is that you take away 90% of the damage that your enemy can do for the duration of the ability. One of the funny things about the Invader as well is it has an incredibly long jump in terms of distance traveled. Really, really amazing, actually, when you think about it. And so, a funny thing was, of course, I tried to show you there, and I wasn't paying attention, and I actually hit that, hit the dashbot that was beside me, and just gave him a little nudge and lifted him in the ground. He's probably sitting there thinking, "What are you doing, man?" But anyway, look how far I can go. That's just an amazing jump. Probably about twice the distance of a Griffin. And I have my Invader here equipped for long range. So I have Scourge, and I have a couple sparks on it. Now they have 600 meter range, but they need lock on. And see, here's the challenge. I'm getting hit by all sides. I need to be able to lock onto that guy. So I jump up, I try to use my suppression, and it gives me the time I need to lock on, and I get the kill. This other guy here, see, he's 600 meters away. Now it's locking on, I got him targeted, and now I can start to hit him. So I find that the Scourge actually works pretty good with the Invader. One of the challenges with getting up to 600 meter range away from people is that you're in range for their counterattacks. So all a person needs to do, say if they're running splash weapons, is just sort of jump forward, and a lot of bots can actually close that distance and get you into harm's way. So you got to kind of be careful when you're doing that. I just jumped over at those dudes. I was trying to use the suppression, but I didn't quite make it as far as I wanted. So I never got the suppression on the guy, and of course, when you do something like that, it actually puts you in danger, so you got to be careful here. Now, obviously, if you wanted to use some more, more brawling weapons, some Terrans or Orcs, some Magnums, maybe some Pinatas, or some of the new shotgun weapons, it would be a lot easier to brawl. I wouldn't recommend brawling in any type of lockdown, any type of weapon that requires a countdown to lock on, I should say, like Zeus or Scourge or Sparks in this case, because when you're jumping into a mass of people, 99% of the time the enemies are just going to go into stealth, and then you're kind of screwed because you won't be able to lock on, you won't be able to take them on. But this actually here is actually a pretty good build. So I have everybody's old-fashioned favorite from yesteryear here, the Lance. It recently got a buff. Stronger shield, and I see a bit more of them out on the battlefield than I have recently. And I have basically it set up for 600 meter range battle. I have a Dragoon on the top, you can see this is sort of the issue if you're going to try to run that type of robot. Is you really got to just be careful, because I got within range of that dude. I was playing it really aggressively. And basically got up and he took me out with his Oryx. But you can see the lockdown weapons are really, really good. Here's another option for you. Put the Tempest on for 600 meters. I can lock down guys. Now here's a problem though. See, listen, here's a mistake I made. So you get in there, and I started firing at this bulwark, and I couldn't actually shoot through his shield. And as you see what happened, I mistimed my jump, and a Spectre got me, and you're kind of thinking, geez, what is old Pappy doing here? He's getting annihilated. And, I decided to keep all this stuff in the video just to kind of show you, it's a risk-reward game when you're going to play long range and you play them too aggressively. In both those last two cases, I could have easily just hung back, stood at the back of the map, and, kind of taken advantage of people when they got within range of my weapons, rather than constantly always pushing forward. But I played them too aggressively, and they didn't last very long. So I figure sometimes you learn by people's mistakes as much as you do by showing the highlights, so I wanted to keep those in. And for my next bot, this is, of course, the Fury. It's tried and true bot, long-range bot. It's been in the game forever and a day, it seems. And I have it equipped with 3 Flux. Flux are the heavy version of the lasers the geckos, if you will, and they just do an insane amount of damage if you can actually hit them. Now again, that bulwark's causing me a problem because he has an energy shield that blocks my attack. And the funny thing is here, if that guy had just been a bit more aggressive and started walking towards me when I started backing up, I'm trying to get out of his 600-meter range of his dragoons. If he had have kept on walking, he probably would have taken me out. I mean, look, I only have half health left. But because he decided to be too cautious, even though he had a shield that was stopping my lasers, it allowed me to back up and get away. So that's just a little life lesson as well, is that sometimes you got to hang back, but sometimes you got to go for it. And so he didn't go for it, and he ended up getting taken out. And that's going to be a problem for his teammates, because what I start to do now is just survey the landscape and just start picking off guys as soon as they stick their head out. Boom. I took that other guy out, and now I'm just kind of harassing that guy. I see one of my teammates is off to the left-hand side of him, and so I just want to keep him pinned there while he attacks. And then I just saw that he was attacking, so I decide, you know what, I have another teammate over here. I'm going to see if I can maybe get this guy over here to pop his head out, and I'm going to hit him with my Flux here and see if I can do some damage. And let's look at the health go down. It's funny, there's a lot of overpowered weapons in this game. This guy's a mender, he's healing himself, but it's not going to help him. The Flux and the Scourge combined are just too much, especially with the Scourge that close to the guy. And then this is kind of a little bit funny. So I know there's one guy left. I don't see him, so I'm looking around, I'm just shooting the ground. I'm thinking, for half a second here, honest to God, I actually thought we had already won. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, hang on, where is this guy? And I'm looking here and looking there. And then I notice him over there. I give him one more little zap, and he's dead. And that's it. Here we are. Nobody left to fight, and we still have 4 guys left, and we're up 4 beacons. So just a little example of what you can do with long-range weapons, the good, bad, and the ugly. Obviously, you got to play cautious when you need to, but you got to be aggressive when it's important to push. So anyway, hope you liked the video. This is Old Pappy signing off. If you like what you see, please press subscribe. And until next time, good luck on the battlefield.